But yeah, bro, let's get it. So, and yes, people. So today we are with ZARAK, my main man. What you saying, bro?
Not much, bro. I'm good.
Good to have you here. Good to have you here. So he is email agency and direct response. Big Twitter following, strong tweets, all of that. But super sick to have you on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
And again, little handshake again, gassed.
Yes, bro.
Super gassed. So yeah, we're in Dubai, super sick. But yeah, bro, just if you tell everyone, like, what do you do and how'd you get there, really? How long have you been doing it for?
Yeah, so, where do I start? So, obviously I've got an email marketing agency, which is pretty standard, I guess. On Twitter, a lot of guys have agencies. But,
Yeah, it's true.
should I move this closer? Is it
Yeah,
fine?
do whatever you want, bro.
Alright, so-
you can like move it up and down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sweet.
But yeah, like I've got this agency, the e-com agency, where we basically partner up with brands and we just run their email marketing and their SMS. We also do like landing pages and stuff for them.
Oh, sick.
So I've been doing that for like maybe 2 years now.
How old are you, by the way?
21. I turned 21 like 2-3 months
That's
ago.
super young, bro.
Yeah.
Super young. I found like everyone in Dubai is like well young, bro.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
That's still pretty young, to be fair.
Yeah, fair.
Most of my friends are older than me as well. But
Yeah,
I think
fair.
that's just the nature of being like young and in business. Is most of your friends are gonna be older.
Fair. So how did you like start? How did you choose email marketing? Like, how did you get into the online world?
Well, like, bro. So I mean, I guess I'll go back to like where it all started. I must have been like 12 or 13. No, even younger, to be fair. Because when I was younger, like I grew up, I had a pretty weird upbringing where like I was born in Scotland and then I moved to Egypt for like 6 years when I was 1.
Oh, sick. That's
And
sick.
then basically moved back to Scotland. Lived in like a council flat for a little bit. It was pretty bad. No, but it was actually good, but it was bad as well.
Yeah.
And then after that, we went to Malaysia for like 8 years.
Malaysia?
Yeah.
So you've been all over the place then?
Yeah, like I grew up in Malaysia, but like
That's
my whole
crazy.
secondary school was Malaysia.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and then, so I guess like, I always knew that I wanted to make money. I always hated school. Like I'm not saying like, oh, I hate school, I'm a school dropout. Like, I know that's like a marketing thing for course sellers and shit, but I genuinely hated school since I was like
Fair.
5.
Why do you think? Because it's like people telling you stuff and like all the type of learning.
Maybe not people telling me shit. Like, I'm okay to learn from someone.
Yeah,
I always
fair.
learn from people, but I guess just the whole idea of it, like, I don't know, I just never liked it. I never liked the teachers. I never thought they were as smart as they seemed.
Fair.
Like,
So
and obviously, like-
I never liked school, but yeah, fair.
Yeah. And that's not to say school shit. Like,
No,
I liked
definitely
hanging
not.
out with my friends. I liked break time and lunchtime. But
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I didn't like learning and stuff. And I still got okay grades. Like, I never really studied. I was doing a lot of dumb shit as well when I was like 15, 16. Like, a lot of dumb shit. So my grades were okay. But anyway, like, I guess where it all started was when I was like 13 or 14. I mean, it's like the classic story, bro. I was watching like all the dropshipping YouTubers.
Oh, fair.
Like,
13's pretty young to be looking at that stuff.
yeah,
though.
it's because I had an older brother though. He was 5 years older
And
like,
doing
he
it
was,
as well.
He was already doing it, like
Oh,
looking
sick.
into that stuff. So we were like doing it together. But
Is he still doing it now?
no, he's doing some other stuff now.
Fair.
But actually, he is doing it now. What am I talking about? He just started
fair.
doing it again.
Oh, fair.
But like he did some crypto stuff. But yeah, essentially, like me and my brother were just looking into this stuff. We were broke. Didn't know what we were doing. Didn't really make any money either. But
Yeah.
we would watch all these YouTubers. We couldn't afford the courses and stuff, so we just like watched the free
Fair.
content. And so I'd already had like that seed planted when I was like 13 or 14.
Yeah, that's sick.
Then I just went on with school, like doing normal shit. And then,
And you were doing this whilst in Malaysia?
yeah, this was like around about
fair.
Malaysia time.
Was that at international schools?
Yeah.
Fair.
So I think that's part of the reason as well why when I was like 14, 15, I realized like, yeah, I need to get money. Because don't get me wrong, like I never went without food growing up.
But
Like
it was
I
tough.
grew up, it was, I can't say it was tough.
Yeah.
Like I definitely had a better upbringing. And my parents did well, like my dad especially. My mom never worked.
Yeah, fair.
My dad worked and he had a really successful career and he's a really smart guy. But we also had a lot of bad luck where like we lost everything technically. Like it's just a lot of restarting, a lot of having to move around and like start again.
Fair.
But I was lucky because the companies that my dad worked for would pay for like me and my brother and my sister to go to like the best schools in the city.
Oh, sick.
So
Sick.
we were going to like the most exclusive school in Southeast Asia. Or
And
one of.
how was that, like international schools, all that? How was that?
Bro, thinking back on it, like when I tell the stories of like the shit that.
Because there's a lot of travelling, isn't it? I feel
Yeah.
like.
I mean, on the one hand, it's good because I saw a lot of shit. On the other hand, I don't really have like, it's not like I grew up in the same place and I have the same friends from when I was like 2.
And that's very different to most people.
Yeah, because most people are like born in one place.
Yeah.
They grow up there, they die there.
Yeah. Well, same as me. I was born there, did all that shit, but then only left like 2 years ago.
Yeah. But I'd say with like international school for me, the benefit of that was that I grew up around, like I was basically one of the poorest kids in that school, or so it seemed that way.
I can imagine.
But like my friends, for example, when they were 15, 16, they were getting like Rolex Submariners, Mercedes AMGs. Like their dads were just buying them that shit. Yeah. There was billionaires in my fucking class.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy. That's crazy.
And like politicians' kids, royalty kids, like it was nuts. And then I was just like, I was friends with them. We still are friends to this day, some of them. But just growing up around all of that and seeing like why the fuck can I swear, by the way?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Of course you can.
I was like, why the fuck can their parents afford to like take private jets? Why are their kids getting Rolexes?
Yeah.
Why can't my family have that?
So you saw the big money and saw it looked super easy. Everyone was doing it. So
Yeah,
you were like, I got to figure this shit out, basically.
Yeah, I became really used to it as well because
yeah,
like
fair.
Even my best friends in school, like they had like sick houses, sick cars. Like we would chill at their houses all the time. So I guess I just got familiar with it, and I realized like it just planted this thing in me where I was like, why the fuck can they have it and I can't?
And that's a good belief to have, because I think you've got that belief, like it should work out if you put the effort in.
100%. So I was just like, yeah, obviously that kind of created some urgency in me. I'd already looked into like drop shipping and failed at it and just being an idiot with it. And then when I was like 15 and 16, I was still just doing normal school kid shit, like smoking weed.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, just dumb shit. What else was I doing?
Same.
I was like, I don't know if I should. This isn't live, right?
This is not. No, it's not live.
Okay, but
you say what you want, but it'll be chill. Like I'm happy for you to say
Okay.
anything. I'm happy for me to say anything. We did a pod yesterday, swearing and shit,
Okay.
and we did like some cuts in between.
No, so I'm just wondering, like, would it be stupid of me to say that I was doing? But like, I was basically doing like for a while.
No, don't say that. But yes, people, so I'm butting in. Basically, for the past year, I've been debating whether to drop a course, Super Guru, whatever. However, I was trying to think from your position and think how I would want to learn, because so many people are dropping courses. It's nothing new. It's got to be the right price, learn in the right way, and you've got to get results. So I was like, all right, what would I want if I was you? And I would want weekly coaching, a private community, and a course A to Z in simple terms. So me and my team have been working on the past few months exactly that. We are doing application only because I only want killers and people who are willing to put the time, effort, and understand it's a business model. We're not just trying to make quick cash drop shipping, because everyone is shilling the idea of it's easy. It's not. It's a business model. I'm here to help you build a sustainable business, front end and back end, operations and team. So if you want to join now, there's 10 spots. Click the link. Let's go.
When I was 15 to like 17, I was doing mad to make money and I was only doing it so that I could keep up with like the lifestyle that my friends had.
But how did you get into that shit? Like if you're in a pretty nice school with nice people, how did you find that shit? Was it just on the internet?
How did I find? I had a lot of friends, bro. Like I wouldn't just chill with like the rich kids. I would always like, my friends throughout my life have always been like street kids or rich kids, in between.
Yeah.
So I kind of got like, not influenced, but I learned from them, and then that's how I got into it. Whatever it is that I was doing, it was just right, and I was making quick money, and then I started to feel really guilty about it when I was like 17. So I stopped, and then around that time as well, when I was 16, 17, my parents couldn't afford to send me to the school I was in anymore.
Fair. That must have been crazy.
No, it was pretty shit, but it was also a good thing, bro. It was like, I was like 16. I think I was 16 or 17. I can't remember exactly, but it was like my first ever black pill. So like I've been going to this rich ass school my whole life.
Okay.
I was doing all this to make money just to keep up with my friends. My parents.
What's a black pill? I've never heard that set statement before.
So you obviously know what a blue pill is, a red pill. You know what that shit is, right?
Blue pill's like the easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not really, to be fair.
So it's like a cliche, but in the Matrix they have like, he's like, yeah, take the blue pill or take the red pill. If you take the blue pill, essentially you just become a normie.
Okay.
And like you stay a normie. You never learn about the truth of the world. If you take a red pill though, like the truth opens up to you. And the truth is usually quite scary and it's hard to like digest, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And a black pill is just like a worse version of that. It's like
of the red pill?
A black pill is like, how can I describe a black pill? Let's say you're a guy and like you go to a party, and I'm only saying this example because I heard of it happening the other day.
Yeah, say it.
This is a serious black pill. It's never happened to me, but you have a girlfriend and you go to a party, and some dude takes your girlfriend and like, yeah, that's a black pill.
That sounds like a black pill.
That's like, that would ruin you as a man.
I think that would.
Yeah.
That'd be intense.
It would be intense, bro. And you'd either, what happens when you get black pilled is you either become like a bitch or a pussy and you just like start hating everyone, or you just like level up like crazy.
Okay.
So my black pill was, and it wasn't that bad looking back on it, but basically because my parents couldn't afford to like place me in this really expensive school, and obviously I was like, I didn't want to tell my friends because I was an idiot back then. I was like, yeah, no, like I'm moving school. Like I was just capping to them, bro.
Yeah, fair.
As you do, because I was like, yeah, I don't want to tell
You're
them
young,
I'm poor.
you don't know what's, yeah, fair.
So I was like, yeah, because of certain like circumstances with my parents and our finances, I just couldn't afford to go to that school anymore. So when I left that school, I was going to like a cheaper school, which was still in the same city, but it was just a cheaper school.
Yeah, fair.
And it was after I finished my GCSEs. So I had to wait like 4 months before I could start, because that's when like the term started at the other school. And these were like my best friends. Like we'd been friends since I was like 11, 12, since year 7. And then after I finished at that school, bro, like they just stopped inviting me to shit.
Fair.
Stopped talking to me. And that's when I realized I was like, shit. And that was my first black belt. Like,
not real mates.
Yeah, not real friends. And like the only thing that was holding that friendship together
was money.
Not even money, just the fact that we were in the same school.
Fair.
Like outside of that, we were not friends, I realized. Because as soon as I wasn't in that school, it's like I wasn't included in anything. And I'm saying it now as if it like I care. I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
but in that moment of time, it was significant, and it was for a good cause, because it pushed you to do
100%
different things.
So that happened, and then, I mean, what happened after that?
And then you got into the online space, and
so I was still doing like whatever I was doing to make money, and it wasn't good, it wasn't moral, and it wasn't legal. But I wasn't making a lot of money either. And what I would do is I would make the money and I just blow it, because I was so stupid. When you make money fast doing illegal shit, you just spend it like extremely quickly. It goes as quick as it comes. So then I continued doing that for like another year. Got shit grades at A level. My parents were super pissed because they were like, yeah, you need to be a doctor. Like you need to go to a university that's good. Sorry.
I had that as well with the Asian family.
Yeah.
Go to university, get an engineering degree.
100%. So my parents were super, super like strict about that stuff.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to go to uni. And like at this point in my life, because I'd finished school, I finished my A levels, we couldn't really afford to stay in Malaysia anymore.
Fair.
And the only thing we had as like a family, outside of like stuff in our home country, was a family home in Scotland, which my dad bought like years ago.
And you went all the way to Scotland from Malaysia.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro, that's such a life change.
It was so weird,
bro. That's such a life change.
And it was after I finished school, and I told my dad, I was like, okay, wait. My parents were like, you need to go to uni. With the grades I got, bro, I could have gone to like a shit uni in the UK and had like a really normie uni experience.
Yeah.
I could have done that with the grades I got. And not even that shit, to be fair. I was smart. I think I got like a C and a B and a D.
So you did, yeah.
Which is pretty shit, but like it's okay.
That's all right.
So yeah, I could have gone to uni. I told my dad, I was like, nah, I'm not going to uni. Like my parents were super adamant. Like,
fair. So why did you make that decision though, that you weren't going to uni?
Because I just hated the idea of it.
Fair.
I don't know what exactly it was. I just was like, fuck uni. Like, I don't want to.
So for me, I was like, fuck uni as well, because I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur or whatever, have a business. Yeah. But then I was like, bro, I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. Like I had no clue how to make money. Actually, I knew I wanted to, but I was like, fuck it, I'm going uni. But then going to uni gave me the time and space to think about what I wanted to do. So in my perspective, it was like worth it, kind of.
Yeah, and I've heard of other cases like that as well, where guys went to uni and then they just ran up a lot of cash in uni and left.
The fact you didn't go to uni means you started a lot younger, because I only started properly when I was 21. That was like literally when I properly first started, really. Maybe 22 actually.
Yeah.
No, 21. Yeah, 21. So I started later because of it.
Yeah, fair. Sorry, where was I?
We were at
oh yeah.
You not going to uni? Yeah, didn't go to uni.
So I basically made a deal with my dad. It wasn't like a deal. It was just like, and also the other thing about uni as well, I just knew in my heart that my parents couldn't, like, going to uni was an expense that the family couldn't afford. Like, we were living in Scotland, like, we had a mortgage to pay.
I hear that.
And, like, it's just like, I know you guys can't afford uni. Like, how are you going to pay for this? Like, either I get a student loan or you take a loan out for me to go to uni. And I asked my mom later, like, now that I have, like, some sort of relative success, I asked my mom, I was like, how the hell were you going to pay with it? And she's like, I would have taken a loan out. And I was like, that's so dumb.
Yeah,
like,
that's so dumb. That is so dumb.
Even this day, like, when I do speak to my mom, I'm like, aren't you so happy I didn't go to uni? And she's like, yeah, like, kind of. Like, obviously with...
They don't really think about it. They wasn't really thinking about it.
Yeah, like... Because I'm like, do you realize if I went to uni, I would hate my life right now?
Why?
Like, that's what I say to my mom. I mean, and the reason I would hate my life right now if I was in uni is because, bro, imagine opening Instagram. Like, you're in the UK right now.
Yeah.
It's raining. There's, like, homeless people. You have to take the train everywhere. It's fucking shit. There's fat people, like... And
there is a lot of fat, bro. I put on 5 kilograms when I went back to UK. No joke. I was
fat people. There's fucking
the food's terrible, bro. I don't know what's in it, but I legit put on 5 kg in a month, like crazy, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just get low IQ people. You get stupid, like, just dumb people who are fat and angry all the time, and like the weather's shit. And
so I would agree with
crime.
the people are miserable and depressed in UK for sure, but obviously you get high IQ, all that. Do you think that's a case of like the UK being the UK, or like just how the social system is? I don't know.
I think it's just a Western country because
fair.
They put shit in the water that makes people dumb.
Fair.
The foods they eat make them dumb.
Definitely foods are different.
The air quality. There's so many factors to it. Also the lack of sunlight, like, alone.
Bro, vitamin D is like a super drug. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
it's like
makes
a super drug. Makes you feel good.
But yeah, to go back to my original point, like, the reason I would hate my life right now if I was in uni is imagine being in that situation where you're in like some normie. You're not even in like a good uni. Like, you're not in King's College. You're not in like Regents.
Okay.
You're at some shit normal uni in the UK, doing some shit degree that's really general. You got a student loan, and then you go on Instagram, and the weather's shit outside, and you see me in Dubai, like, driving a Range Rover. Like, you would be pissed, bro.
You would be pissed.
You would hate your life. And I knew I didn't want to have that happen to me. And I knew, like, okay, well, because also when I went to Scotland, I didn't grow up there. I just lived there for like 2-3 years at one point when I was a kid. So I didn't have like a social circle there really to chill with. I had a few friends I knew from childhood. But like when I went there, it was like no social life. My house was in the countryside.
Scotland's nice though.
Scotland is nice, yeah.
On a non-rainy day.
Yeah, it can be beautiful. And we live in a really nice area. Like, there's no crime. It's really quiet.
Yeah.
It's like a posh, nice village with, it's mainly old people. So it is nice.
Fair.
But going there, because it was so secluded, like, I lived like in a literal village on like farms and stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of forced me into monk mode. And like, in my last 2 months when I left Malaysia, I picked up this book called How to Write a Good Advertisement.
Okay.
I think it's by Victor Schwab.
That's cool.
Very good book.
That's cool.
And I had found out about copywriting already because I saw some YouTube video on it. So I picked that book up, I read it, and then I started reading like self-help, like the classic shit, like Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, I hate you.
And I was like, okay. So I basically told my parents, like, I'm not going to uni. Well, I didn't tell them that. I told them I was going to take a gap year. And they were like, okay, take a gap year.
I think that's smart because it sort of delays the problem, doesn't it?
I knew I wasn't going to go regardless. Okay. But I just told them, like, yeah, I'm taking a gap year because that, like,
it makes
they
it
would be like,
easier,
oh, okay.
Easier.
It buys me time.
Yeah, it buys you time.
So I was reading these books, and then I got to the UK, to Scotland, and I discovered, like, Sam Ovens and Alex Becker.
Okay.
I
know Alex Becker. He just sold his company for like 110 mil. Hyros.
Yeah, really cool, smart guy. I haven't met him personally. I don't know him personally. Seems cool. And he's really smart.
He's quite outrageous online though, some of his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like 150x pump on the crypto coin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of like pivoted into crypto stuff, which is when I stopped watching him.
Fair.
But back then, when I was watching his stuff and Sam Ovens stuff, bro, they were like, obviously you get like, sorry, I'm just moving, but you get like normie business content all the time, which is like super surface level. But these guys are posting like 35-minute long videos breaking down like systems, hiring, scaling, how to get your mindset right, how to like reset your dopamine receptors so you can actually focus and don't have FOMO. And like,
do you think that stuff actually helps, or is it just like content they're pushing out?
I think it actually helps, bro. Especially Sam Ovens stuff. Like, I know like every single agency course or consulting course on the market right now, all these money Twitter courses, bro, they're all just regurgitating information from Sam Ovens' course for the most part.
Well, do you not think Oh, fair. But the business models are all kind of similar anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But like, and also perhaps, yeah, maybe they were just doing their content thing, which they definitely were. They had courses to sell and shit. But they were the gurus that I found. And they were the ones who explained the idea of like dopamine, resetting your dopamine. And like, because I was in Scotland, I had no social life. I was out of school, so it's like I had nothing to do. Bro, it kind of forced me into like monk mode.
Yeah.
Which is, for those of you who don't know, is when you just do, basically
work.
Your whole life is just work, gym, diet is dialed in. You don't go out, you don't socialize.
It's effective.
It's very effective because the only thing in your life that actually gives you satisfaction is working. If you can do that for like 2 months straight. So I did that, and then I wasn't even on Twitter at this point. I didn't even know about money Twitter or anything like that. I just had a Twitter account to like send memes to my friends.
Yeah, sick.
But yeah, I was already learning about copy, so I go on Upwork because I watched some YouTube video that said, yeah, go on Upwork. And bro, I was probably making like $500 a month, like writing some stupid shit for.
Bro, you
like,
got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere.
And to me at the time, like $500 a month was like shit.
Sick.
I was
This
like,
is sick,
yo, I'm
bro.
balling out.
Yeah, this is sick.
But I was making like a little bit of money doing this Upwork shit. Just really stupid gigs, like writing product descriptions. And then I discovered cold email from Twitter. Like I saw this guy on Twitter just randomly popped up on my feed. And he was talking about cold email. And then I learned about cold email. I bought like a course on it, probably invested like my life savings into that course at the time. And then I just couldn't afford the softwares to like automate the cold emails. I couldn't afford anything. So I was like manually.
You went for it.
I went for it, bro. I was like manually sending like 30 cold emails a day. And I was practicing copy every day.
Yeah.
Like, there's levels to the game when it comes to copy, especially when you get into like long form direct response.
So you do think copy matters a lot?
Oh yeah, it's the most important skill in online marketing, especially direct response.
For me, I'm not really a reader, bro. I'm more like visual. But this is me. I'm like dyslexic, ADHD, bro.
Okay.
So I don't read. I've never really read a book. So I don't understand it. So copy really does convert.
Oh, bro, for sure.
Really? Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
100%. There's like, in my opinion, and maybe I'm biased, but I'm not talking about writing like a little Facebook ad or writing like some email with a bunch of like designs and shit. I'm talking about like long form direct response, like sales copy.
Sales copy.
It's like the most important skill and the most valuable skill, in my opinion, because all the guys who crush it with long form, they end up becoming millionaires over the years. All of them, the ones who are good. The only ones who become like successful at it are really good. So it's extremely skill based. If you're shit, you're not going to really make it very far.
Fair.
And they're all good entrepreneurs naturally. Like
Fair.
the best direct response guys are just good entrepreneurs. So I started off with that stuff, and I was basically doing like landing pages and product descriptions and just whatever job I could get on Upwork. And then I was practicing obviously every single day, just doing some stuff. And eventually this one company like bit on one of my cold emails after like 2 months, bro. And I was literally like every single day it was shit. Like thinking back, it was shit. I would hate to do that today.
Okay.
But bro, I was sending like 60 manual cold emails, fucking typing them a
crazy,
day
bro.
for 2 months, and no one replied. Well, like people replied, but I didn't know how to do sales. I didn't have an onboarding process. I didn't have a team. Like I didn't have anything. I was just sending these cold emails like, yo, can I write copy for you? And then over time I started to tighten it up, and like I would give them specific offers like, hey, I saw you did this. Maybe I can do it better. Maybe I can beat the conversion rate of this landing page.
Okay.
And then finally I wrote like free samples for this one health company. And they're like an 8-figure a year company. They're doing like 10 million a year at the time, which is decently okay for an e-com brand or a health company. And I sent them a cold email, and like their CMO basically replied, and he was like, yo, this is okay. Like I like your cold email. Let's talk on a call. Cause they were looking for a copywriter, like a full-time one at the time. So I was like, oh shit, like this could be big. I hopped on the call with him. And at the time I didn't know who I was talking to, but obviously now I do know. And he became like my first sort of mentor, because this guy was like, we hopped on the call and we spoke about the copy, and he basically told me, to put it like briefly, he basically said like, yeah, the copy's shit, but you have a lot of potential. Yeah. And he said, you have the ability to come up with ideas and angles and mechanisms, but the way you present it is shit.
Okay.
But he was like, that's not a bad thing though, because the angles and the ideas, that's the hard part to teach. Teaching someone how to actually write, and write clearly and concisely, you can teach anyone how to do that for the most part, with a bit of training. But teaching someone how to come up with the ideas and shit, that's hard.
Yeah.
It's more abstract.
And that's what I was going to ask you a question about is, do you think ChatGPT, whatever it's called, can compare with that? Because you've got to think of the idea, whereas ChatGPT is just like regurgitating information, isn't it?
ChatGPT, I've been playing around with it, and I think, I don't know about coming up with ideas, but I've been paying my team, specifically my copywriters, to play around with ChatGPT, figure out if we can use it to scale this company further without me having to hire new copywriters. And like, the results are insane, bro. So like, previously, if we wanted, for example, 40 clients, we would need 4 copywriters because 4 can handle 10 each. And you scale it with the pod structure. Okay. Now with ChatGPT, it's like 1 to 2. Because, and like, I can even show you a text where like my copywriter sent me a message. And the thing is with ChatGPT as well and AI is like, it's not like it just spits out good copy. You don't just type in a few words like, give me copy, and it just spits out like an amazing, no, it takes prompts. You have to edit it. You have to be a good copywriter to recognize good copy and like to guide it and edit it. But it saves a lot of time. That's all it does. It saves you a lot of time.
So it's a tool.
It's a tool. And the best copywriters and the highest paid copywriters are already using this tool. And the smartest business owners are already trying to implement it into their business. So I don't think a lot of copywriters have asked me, especially on Twitter, like they're kind of worried about ChatGPT and AI taking their jobs. I'm like, dude, if you're smart, you would be using this to like handle more clients and make more money. Like it's a win-win in my opinion.
That's how I was thinking. Makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's a win-win because as a business owner, whether you're an e-com brand owner or an agency owner or whatever, you can now scale further with less copywriters, so your profit margins are higher. And as a copywriter, you can demand higher salaries full time because you can do more copy, you can produce more in less time. You can take on more clients as a freelancer. So it's a win-win. Everyone makes more money. It's just that the competition, I think, for copywriters is going to go up, which is why the most skilled ones are going to win.
So survival of the fittest.
Yeah. But I guess to go back
to the point, like to the main point.
The main point of like how I started. So got into copy, did Upwork shit, then started doing cold email, did it for like 2 months straight and practiced every single day.
The guy said, you've got talent, but you're not quite there.
Yeah. So he gave me like some pointers and we got along. We spoke for like an hour. Turns out he's like a legend of direct response, this guy. Like a legend, bro. There's this one offer called The Island Where People Forget to Die, which came out like over 10 years ago. And it was like a control. It did 8 figures in sales. This one funnel in like 1 year.
And what was it selling?
Some sort of supplement, I believe. And that idea and that like angle has been ripped off hundreds of times ever since. But he was the original guy to come up with it. And after I found that, I was like, oh shit, because that's like a famous offer that a lot of copywriters have read and studied. So I was speaking to that guy, and I basically hounded him and like followed up with him for 2 weeks. And I said, hey, I've got new emails. I got new copy. Can you please check it out? And like he finally looked at it and he was like, yeah, this is actually surprisingly good. Yeah. Because I basically just took action on exactly what he told me with no like ego. I just did exactly what he said. And he was like, yeah, this is good. Like, let's hop on a call. And then a week later, I got on a call with the owner of the company. And I had like probably like 23 pounds in my bank account at this point. Nice. And the owner of the company was like, yeah, so they say like, you're a pretty good copywriter. Like, how much do you want? Because our copywriter just quit. Okay. And I was like, 3,000 pounds a month. And like, as I said it, I literally was like shit in my pants, dude. I was sweating. I'd never done a sales call in my life, let alone with like the owner of an 8-figure company. These are like sophisticated business owners. They're not just some random dudes off the street. So I was pissing my pants. And then like there was a brief pause after I said 3,000 pounds. And he was like, okay, cool, send the invoice. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like, bro,
sick.
I went crazy.
So that was like the first big client?
Yeah, like the first one. And they're still my client to this day, like 2 years later.
That's super
But
cool,
except like I run all of their marketing channels at this point. I'm like the CM, I'm unofficially the CMO of the company. Yeah.
So what you running?
All of their Facebook ads. So I manage the agency that does their Facebook ads. Like, not manage. It's an agency.
It's all through you.
Yeah, it's all through me. I brought them in. My team. So off the back of writing their copy, this is how I got into the agency. So working for them, they're like a direct response company, which means they've ran like quite aggressive offers in the past, which have done like millions and millions and millions in sales. And I'm talking about like 5,000 word sales letters, long form.
That's really long.
Yeah, bro, I just finished up like 7,300 word. It's probably going to do a million.
People are reading that.
Yeah, I think this one's going to do close to 1 million a week.
That's crazy.
It launches on Monday.
I'm guessing you can't say what it's selling.
I'd rather not.
Fair,
Actually, no,
fair.
because by the time this comes out, it will already be out there. So it's
You don't have to say the product specifically, but like the niche.
it's
and shit.
basically like an offer for old people who suffer from gout. You know what gout is, right?
No, I don't. I actually don't.
You know when like you
Bad knees.
No, it's like they call it like the rich man's disease when people eat too much red meat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and you know like your ankles get swollen.
Yeah,
up
I've
and it
seen
hurts.
that.
And like after like writing a sales letter like that, an offer like that takes me like 5 weeks roughly, but I do a lot of research, and like from my research into this offer, I was like, shit, like people are saying like the people who suffer from this disease are saying it's worse than fucking giving birth.
Fuck.
Like it's that painful. Like
Fuck.
even it's so painful that the weight of the bed sheet on their toe is like sending pain up their leg. So I was like, shit, like, and that's another thing. When
You are really inciting me here because I've never thought about this stuff, like long sale copy.
No,
and all
it's
that,
really
long form
interesting.
copy.
And the thing is with long copy is like, it works best for products that solve a very acute pain point. So if you're
Okay.
selling like a t-shirt or like this jumper,
Not
this
a thing.
tracksuit, like
No
long
one cares.
form's not, no one fucking cares. No one's reading long form about
Okay.
it.
And that's what my question was, because I couldn't get why people were reading
Yeah.
it, and you just answered it.
Yeah, exactly. Like to buy a Rolex or to buy like, also nice Rolex, bro. You
Yeah,
just picked
cheers,
that up,
bro.
right? It's beautiful.
Gassed.
I left mine at a girl's house
Nah.
last night, but
It's so
I'll
good.
get it back soon.
It's so good.
That's really nice though. I
Yeah,
like
man, I was super hyped on it. Got it retail and shit
yeah,
as well.
I saw that.
So
That was
hyped.
sick. How'd you pull that off? You just got plugged.
Nah, so Jem, you know
Oh,
Jem.
okay,
I
yeah.
won't say the second name, but
Yeah.
Jem knew someone who introduced him to all my like EU ecom mates, like the German, Dutch.
Yeah.
And then it seems like everyone in the group's bought one. There's like fucking 5 or 6 people bought one in the last like 7 days.
Bro, it's crazy. I've
From
been seeing
him,
all the
which
Instagram
is crazy.
stories.
Yeah, literally
of
the
everyone
same
getting it
dude.
retail. Yeah. I wonder what that guy's doing. Who knows?
Yeah, crazy, bro.
But-
Crazy, bro.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, you don't need long form to buy a fucking Rolex. You just need a photo of the Rolex. Well, also, there's like a lot of status behind a Rolex and there's history, but
Yeah.
you don't need long form to buy Jordan 4s. They just look cool and they've got hype. If this jumper looks cool, I don't
Yeah.
need long form. You just need a picture of it, basically.
Okay.
But if you're suffering from stage 4 cancer or something and
Okay.
you're going to die like next week and someone gives you a 6,000 word letter and they tell you, if you read this letter, you can cure your cancer. Bro, you're reading the whole letter in one sitting.
Yeah. Of
That's
course.
why long form works for
Of course,
acute
that was an
pain point.
extreme example, but
Yeah.
it gets the point across.
Yeah, it's an extreme example, but that's the point. It's
Yeah, it gets the point.
you're targeting the people who are like suffering from something and it's really acute, like it hurts, a real pain point. And that's what most people don't get. And that's why they're like, oh, I would never read that. It's because,
But they would.
well, it's
in
like
this
if you were
situation.
that person, you would read it.
Yeah, at 1,000%.
And that's why long form works. And with those kind of products, for example, gout is an extremely painful disease. We have access to like email lists. So we don't run these on Facebook ads or Google ads because for the most part, it's a compliance issue. If you run them on internal email lists.
Super hard, isn't it?
Yeah. And with internal email lists as well, like you can be a little bit more,
Where'd you get the email list from, though?
you build them through affiliate programs,
Okay.
through media buying,
Okay.
through like acquisition funnels, which are like front end funnels just to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
people on the list.
Yeah.
And then you just hit them with offers every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how you build a list. So, yeah, I got into long form from that company that I signed, the first one. They coached me. Well, they paid for my coaching. I was writing copy every day. I was getting live feedback, testing it on the market, working under some of the best copywriters alive. And then I got really good really fast because I was writing literally every single day,
Yeah, that's
getting
sick.
shots on. And they were telling me like, yeah, don't do this, don't do that.
No ego involved, just straight listening to everyone.
Yeah, no ego. I was literally like just listening. And also it was good money. And then 6 months into it, I basically saw like, I was just writing copy for the company, like funnels and stuff and like emails for the funnels. But I saw they had like on the e-com site, which was doing like a few $100K a month at the time,
Which is not bad.
which is not bad. No, it was doing more than a few $100K. It was more like 500-600 to be
Yeah.
fair, because I know the email was doing like around that much. But I know they had like a Klaviyo account, like an email account basically to do their internal email marketing to their email list. And I knew they were outsourcing it to an agency. And I looked at it and I was like, nah, this is shit. And I
Yeah.
didn't know anything about email marketing, but I knew how to write copy. And I was like, the emails that they're sending to the list are shit. And we're not making that much money.
Okay.
So at this point, I was pretty like tight knit with the team. So I called the owner of the company on the phone and I was like, bro, not bro. I was like,
Yeah. That's
He's
that's
like-
how I am. I'm like, yo, what are you saying?
Yeah, I was
but
like-
in a more formal way.
yeah, I was like, yeah. So I know it's like the email marketing agency or shit.
Yeah.
would you be down to like let me take over? And he was like, have you ever done email marketing? And I was like, no, but I mean, I'm sure I can learn how to use the platform in like a few hours. I'll buy a course or something. And I already know how to write really good copy. And he was like, yeah, that's true. Okay, how much you want? And I was like, I wanted to say like another 3K. Like, yeah, I'll just do it for an extra 3K on top of the retainer you already pay me. But then I did the smartest move ever. I was like, no, I'm not going to say 3K. I'm going to say 5% rev share. So I pitched him on a 5% rev share.
That's
and then,
good.
yeah, like a month later, I think I was 18 at this point. Yeah, 18.
18?
Yeah,
That's
2
quality.
months later, I did like my first like 15K a month, like at 18, which was cool. And then I was just consistently doing like 5-figure months off that rev share alone.
Fair.
Then I moved to Marbella like 2 months later.
Oh shit, you went to Marbella?
Yeah, I lived there. I do live
sick.
there like in the summer.
Oh, fair.
I spend a lot.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's sick.
Bro, I had a mate there, and then was speaking to some other boys. Apparently, it's fucking pretty sick.
It is sick, yeah.
Nice. We'll have to go in summer, mate.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Let's do it.
I'll do it.
Let's run it.
But yeah, I was making good money at a young age, and then that's how like I wasn't even running an agency. It was just me, so it was like all profit.
Yeah.
Like my lifestyle was paid for. The lifestyle I'd always dreamt of was paid for.
Sick.
And then
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
yeah, it was sick. And then I sort of coasted at like that level of like
Yeah.
decent.
I think that
a month.
happens though to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Happened to me. I had it.
Exactly. Like I started getting comfortable, and then I realized like probably 6 months after, or like 4 or 5 months after I did that rev share deal with them.
Yeah.
When I was just turning 19, I was like, shit, I want to scale further. And I was like, okay, so there's 2 ways I can scale further. Either I can double down on this client and make them more money, but I don't think that's going to really take me to like the 6-figure profit months that I always thought were like so massive.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I need to start an agency. And by this point, I was already on Twitter. It's like after I signed that deal, I got on Twitter.
So you got on Twitter really early. Like, was this 19?
Yeah,
20?
I was on Twitter. Like I was consuming Twitter from like the age of, when I say Twitter, not just like memes and shit, like money Twitter. Which,
So it's been going a while.
yeah, bro, I was like I'm not an OG on Twitter, to be
Well,
fair.
you must be, because I only joined like 2 or 3 months ago.
Compared to you, I'm an OG
Bro,
on Twitter.
I'm a newbie.
Yeah, but like if you look at like the lore and the history of money Twitter, it's mad interesting.
Okay.
Like I know like some of the legit OGs of money Twitter. Like Andrew Tate was one of them. To be fair.
Was it?
Bro,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like he was on Twitter ages ago.
Yeah, because I saw people talking about that. So he is a legit OG.
Of money Twitter, yeah. Well, I mean, he doesn't associate with himself with money Twitter, I guess, but
But back in the day,
he
he probably
is, like,
could.
yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Bro, like I remember following him when he had like fucking probably like 10K followers on
That's
Twitter,
sick.
like on one of his first
That's
accounts.
sick. What was he saying back then? Same sort of shit.
Bro, same sort of shit.
Yeah, because I
says-
see all the interviews. He's exactly the same.
No, like I remember I saw like the first thread by Andrew Tate, and it was like him and Tristan doing like a road trip through like Europe. This was years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Because I had no clue, but I thought it was mad entertaining, so I followed them. And then, yeah, just the stuff they were saying was crazy.
Yeah.
But then over time, I started to realize, like, oh, they're actually...
Yeah, some
Speaking of
of it
facts,
is
like-
fact. Some of it is fact.
Yeah.
Some, I think, a bit brash, obviously.
Yeah, I think
That's-
that's just, like, the comedic effect of it, though. Like, them being funny.
A lot of it is marketing, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
But anyway, yeah, so I was on Twitter early. I had an account, which many people know of, called Email Mage. Which is why, if you ever see me at a party with, like, guys I know from, like, the space... A lot of times they'll just call me Email Mage. And everyone's like, what the fuck are they talking about?
That's pretty funny. That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
it's-
Sounds like RuneScape, bro.
Yeah, it's
like
such
you're
a
playing
nerdy
RuneScape.
name,
Yeah,
but, like,
it's proper nerd. I was just gonna say,
It was nerdy, but like
proper
my
nerdy,
account
bro.
went pretty viral because I was just posting memes and shit and like shit posting like crazy and like kind of posting some crazy content which got me banned.
Fair. What sort of like strong opinions, strong,
Yeah,
or like email
my-
shit.
The stuff like just the way I view the world. Like I was just
Okay,
saying it.
okay,
I wasn't
fair,
even
fair.
using it for lead gen or anything. It's just the name I use.
And that shit gets more views.
Yeah, that's how I blew up basically
Fair,
on that
fair.
account. Then that one got banned, and I came back like with another like anonymous account, and I was like, you know, I kind of want to go for like I kind of want to just like expose myself because at this point I was making even more money, like for my age I was doing well, and I was like speaking to one of my friends, and he's like, bro, you may as well like dox yourself and make a dox Twitter account because you have a lot of value.
What's
to
a
provide.
docs Twitter account?
Like just your face is on it.
Okay.
So he was like, yeah, bro, make a real Twitter account. Like, just get build a real personal brand. Like, the anon shit is cool, but it's not a real brand because it's not attached to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are benefits to that for sure. Like, the benefits of being anonymous is that nothing you say, if you're smart, nothing you say will be traced back to you. You don't have to deal with the
Social
annoyingness.
pressure.
Yeah, the social pressure. You don't have to deal with like all these people watching your stuff. So, yeah, I just became like a public account.
Do you think Twitter in itself helped your business?
Yeah. Well, it helped my network, which helped my business.
Okay.
Because, and again, I think, I mean, it helped my business for sure because I've had clients come to me and like end up paying me to work with me, like to work with my company off of Twitter. My new business partner, because I have another agency which we do like email marketing, and we basically provide the same service but to software companies.
Oh shit. Like SaaS.
Yeah.
SaaS.
Yeah, it's SaaS.
Oh, sick, bro. Sick.
So my business partner, met him through Twitter. Couple of my best friends to this very day, I actually met through Twitter like 2 years ago.
That's how I met everyone in Dubai. You from Twitter, Craig.
Yeah.
Craig was here yesterday.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah, it was good, bro. It was good. But yeah, literally everyone in Dubai is on Twitter, which is which is crazy. But it's super sick.
That's the power as well, because since I was sort of like early onto Twitter, having like a big following on Twitter and having everyone following me, it just made coming to Dubai so easy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Bro, it's just like I'm getting invited to shit every day.
Well, bro, we actually called when we were in Bali, didn't we? I was in Bali. I called him trying to talk about agency and stuff, which was good. But it's just a lot easier to network, isn't it? Yeah,
for sure. And especially like, I think the way I do Twitter as well is different because, well, I blew up pretty fast. Not that I'm like famous or anything, but
but like it's decent size on Twitter.
For money Twitter, it's famous.
Twitter, it's you're in. Most people know you in the space.
Yeah. So obviously I'm gonna go way bigger as well. That's the plan this year.
Good. That's good.
With Twitter as well, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about like, I can't remember, bro.
Bro, yeah, where are we at? We were talking about money Twitter and how it helped your business.
Oh yeah, so it did help my business. I made a lot of good friends with it. Now, here's what I'm saying. So the thing that made my Twitter different was like, especially like last year, I was doing this a lot, but I kind of, as I grew bigger, I kind of like started to stop. So I would just tweet basically the exact same shit I was tweeting on my anonymous accounts. And like,
and what was that? Strong opinions,
strong
like, worldviews.
I wasn't trying to like be controversial either. I would just tweet shit that I thought was funny.
Oh, fair.
And thought was funny, and things that I actually thought as well.
Okay, fair.
So I would tweet that shit, and I would blow up. And the good thing about that is that a lot of people started blocking me. Like, there's a lot of big accounts on Twitter that blocked me, don't like me, which is fine.
You definitely say some strong stuff that people definitely.
Yeah.
It's a love or hate.
Exactly.
Sort of stuff, but that's what works, I guess.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is then when I met people in real life and started chilling with them, I was exactly the same, and the relationships were way stronger because they already knew what to expect.
Okay. I would definitely say you're more toned down from money Twitter.
Really?
100%.
Yeah. Okay. I think like obviously I'm not going around like screaming.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. Andrew Tate does though.
Yeah. Wait, really? I haven't met him.
I haven't met him on the podcast. Though he's like, he's good. He's good.
That makes sense. But yeah, Twitter was definitely good for business for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So basically after you got the role of that firm, you got the email client, and then you did the Klaviyo as well. So copywriting to Klaviyo.
Yeah.
What was the next step from that?
Well, I had a case study off of them, and then I just continued writing copy and getting better, and then started doing cold email to get more clients, but it wasn't working. And then I flew to London from Scotland. After Marbella, I flew to London, and I met Matt Kelly. So he became like the second client of my agency with Space Goods.
Oh, you're still running for him?
Yeah, we still do all this stuff.
Oh, cool. That's actually yeah, because we were reading his emails in one of our chats, like just checking them out. You know, you do just a bit of research.
Yeah.
I think someone was saying that emails are like very different than usual emails.
What, so recently or? Like,
I think on launch. But in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
I mean, we're crushing it for him. Like, we've been working with him from the start since he launched. But yeah, the results are really good with him. But he became I basically signed a second client through meeting them in real life. He was introduced to me by another friend.
Yeah, sick.
And then
you met him in London? Did you say, Marbella?
In London.
Oh, sick.
And then off of him, I got referrals to like one other person, and then we kind of just grew like organically. It was slow, but we grew organically.
Which I think is the best way to do it. Because if you get a referral, it's like you don't really need to close them. It's just like, all right, how are we doing this? What's the price?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're kind of like closed already when they come to you.
Yeah. Well, they're going in with intent to buy and get your service, aren't they?
So yeah, that's what I did. I just scaled it organically, and then I lived in Marbella for a bit while I was running my business. And then like nothing. I'm working on some other stuff now. Like I have the SaaS agency with my business partner. I have this community I'm launching with another business partner and like a mentor and good friend of mine, who's a genius, extremely successful guy. And like I think when we launch this, Twitter's gonna go crazy. Like,
sick.
it's gonna be insane. We're gonna drop like a weekly podcast within that with some of the most high level guys in the world, bro. Genuinely, like,
that'd be sick.
It's gonna be nuts. And then that's kind of it. And I've also got my newsletter, but these are all like some people might say I'm spreading myself thin with all the projects I have right now, but
how many projects do you have?
Technically, it's like my newsletter, the community, the SaaS agency, my agency, and then you could maybe consider my personal brand another project, but like,
well, just personal tweets, but it counts. It takes time. 100%.
So it's like 5 things, but honestly, all of them tie into each other. And I guess direct response, like I still write long form offers for a few clients, but I JV on those, like just get rev shares, and that's why I was saying earlier, like direct response copywriters can get paid such high, like 100K for one funnel.
Bro, yeah, it's crazy. Well, if it's the thing that making it convert, then it's going to be sick for sure.
And like, imagine you JV with an offer owner, like the one I'm on. I'm writing the 7,200 word gout offer I just finished. When that launches, if it does $1 million in the first week, I'm rev shared on that. And I'm getting paid for it, like a flat fee, and it's like lifetime the rev share. And if it becomes a control, it's just, and the affiliates run traffic to, it's just going to keep running. And I'm not saying it will. Like,
have you had that sort of agreement before?
Yeah, many times. Many times.
Rev share is a super good way to go in the agency space, isn't it? Like that's how you make the bank.
Yeah, and I would like the long form stuff is kind of even separate to my agency because I do it myself. I don't outsource it. I don't have a team. It's like I have the agency, and I have a team in place that run my agency for me. I just speak to clients when I need to, close deals, and hire people. But even now, we're not hiring. And like just make sure the team's all good, pay salaries, that stuff, and make sure we're just keep it running.
Sort of same as me for my main business.
Yeah.
Just maintenance. And then you need to think forward a little bit. So like, what's happening next?
High level shit.
Yeah.
And the team handles fulfillment. You do the high level shit.
Exactly.
And then that when I got a sick team in place, like I trained them, it was one of the best feelings ever.
Bro, makes such a difference.
Now I have time to focus on my other agency, the SaaS one, which my business partner handles fulfillment. I just do like the high level shit with like sales and marketing, and he does too. To be fair, like he's really smart. And then like the community, other high, like it just having a good team.
What is the community?
So, what it's gonna be is like, so everything I've just told you about the long form stuff.
Okay.
Anytime I mention it on Twitter, people are like,
oh yeah, I saw in the Twitter responses about loads of shit.
Yeah, people are like super intrigued by it, like you were just now. They're like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, why is there so much money in this? Second of all, how does it work? Third of all, like, why have I never heard of it? And there's like this gap between the direct response, like long form community and the Twitter community, where it's like all the money Twitter kids who are making money off their stupid agencies and like dumb business models, they don't know how to get into this. Yeah. And these guys, they're old school, a lot of them. They aren't on Twitter. So my business partner and I, who's extremely smart, and he's killed it in that industry. He knows everyone. He's like one of the top guys, one of the best copywriters alive, I'd say. We basically put together this community that's going to bridge that gap, and we're going to have like, there's going to be modules in it. We're going to constantly add new content. We're going to have people in the community adding new content as well. Sick. And we're just working on the initial content, and that will launch like within the next 2 months.
Well, I'll put your Twitter bio in the description so people can check it out. Yeah,
for sure. It might not be launched when this comes out, but if it is, you should definitely get in.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd love to interview you for that as well, because what we're doing is, as part of like what you pay for, you get a weekly interview with like someone who's killing it in business.
Yeah, bro, that'd be sick.
And we'll set up something cool like that. But that's like the community, and then I have my newsletter. So I guess if you do plug my Twitter in this, people can sign up to my newsletter, because that's where I drop like.
Yes.
I don't sell info products. I don't have courses or anything. But if I do, it will be on my newsletter only.
Okay. So someone actually reached out to me on Twitter the other day about starting a personal brand newsletter. Yeah. What's your opinion on the benefits of having like a personal newsletter that people sign up to?
A personal newsletter? Well, the benefits is that like, because it's an email list.
Do people read it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
like,
fair.
A lot of people read it. Especially because mine's paid, so the engagement is way higher the volume's lower, but the engagement's much higher. And I made mine paid as well, because I just don't want brokies and like broke people reading my shit. Because if you can't afford to pay like the monthly fee to read my emails, you can't afford.
The fee?
It's $29.99 right now. It started at $14.99, so I've doubled it since then. And people are paying it, and it's not like they're just signing up for nothing. I send an email to my list every single day.
Fair.
And it's not like some shit email. It's like I'm giving you.
What's it about? Like long form.
Like the email I sent yesterday was about how I'm using AI to scale my company with one copywriter.
That's pretty valuable.
That's like I send stuff about how I close deals, how I structure my different businesses, how I structure my days, just whatever's on my mind, bro. Even it's like personal. It's like a one-on-one thing.
But you're probably in a position where people would love to listen to your advice.
Yeah, of course.
In this space.
Yeah, like if you're a nobody and like you have no followers and you start a paid newsletter and no one knows who you are, why the fuck would anyone join it?
Fair.
Like I started it after I had like a bunch of followers on Twitter, after I built some credibility and after people started to like recognize
Engage
me for one thing.
So you would say most people came from Twitter then?
Yeah, that's where like all the subscribers come from. I generate them from Twitter, like organically.
The reach on Twitter is pretty good organically. I feel like it's slowed down a bit though.
Especially lately. I don't know what they did to the algorithm or whatever, but it's definitely slowed down. But Twitter, having like 100K followers on Twitter is way more valuable, I'd say, than having like 100K on Instagram. Because like on
From
Twitter,
my experience, I would agree. Because I only started like a few months ago and it's going, you get some inbound valuable shit from it.
And also like on Twitter, you're not just seeing posts of people on holiday flexing.
Yeah, you're reading informational stuff.
You're reading their brain, bro.
I personally think it's way better.
Yeah, same.
Like Instagram's pretty shit.
Same.
And just like you scroll, as long as you're following the right people that you want to listen to.
Yeah.
But then the problem is, I think you could definitely like subconsciously reprogram your mind when you're reading some like shit that's way different.
Yeah.
If you're reading it constantly, so you can look at it that way as well.
Yeah, definitely. Twitter will change the way you approach like life if you follow the right people.
But like bearing Twitter in mind, should we get the Money Twitter questions app? See what we got.
Oh,
do you want to chuck your phone? I'll read them out because my phone's filming, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
But the chat's going chill, mate. It's good.
Yeah, bro. This is
good little chat. Is this your first podcast?
First ever podcast.
Let's go.
I'm trying to like.
Sick.
One thing I want to do this year is like, kind of, just blow up.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I got invited on another podcast to do to be in your position. I feel nervous, bro. I'm kind of
nervous.
Bro, I was nervous when I was even one yesterday and today. I got to get used to it. It's my third one ever, like interviewing. Yeah. But it's the same as talking, but obviously all the equipment's in your face.
Yeah, with like the lights and shit. But I think
makes it different.
I feel fine now, but when I first walked in, I was low-key.
Yes, people. So basically, battery cut out again. Don't know what the hell's up with these batteries, but they're super terrible. Low charge. They do not last long at all. But we were about to talk about Money Twitter. ZARAK's put a little tweet out about his followers asking questions and shit, which should be pretty interesting. So should be pretty valuable. So I'm going to call you out if you've asked a question. We'll get into it. So Brandon's asked a little question.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with success at a young age, and how do people view you and treat you, etc.?
So it depends on the crowd I'm with, I'd say. Like before the camera cut off, like we were saying, in Dubai, it's not that big of a deal to be successful at a young age, or at least in our social circle, it's not, because like there's always going to be someone younger than you who's like doing way better than you. It's just the nature of the game. Like there always will be, and you'll always compare yourself to that person. It's just how it is. But in terms of like if I'm in Marbella in Spain, where it's more rare, or if I'm in the UK where it's quite like really rare.
Really rare.
Yeah, people treat me pretty good. Like, I mean, not good. Like,
but they'll ask questions. They'll be like, "So, bro, what are you doing? What's going on?"
Yeah, like I mean, again, like in Dubai, people are used to seeing this. Like young guys with money.
Agree. It's pretty normal here.
But I'll break it down by like the type of like social circle I'm in. If I'm with like Money Twitter people who for the most part are older than me, they're like, oh bro, like they might say like a passing comment like, oh bro, you're killing it and you're so young, or like, oh dude, you're mad lucky you started young, or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, like that's normal. But they're not like, whoa bro, because they make money probably more than me. Yeah. Especially if they're like older. If I'm with like normal people from the UK, from like the village in Scotland that I kind of lived in or have a home in, they kind of treat it like a big deal. Like to them, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's,
right. Yeah, it is.
I think they can't. Crazy. Like it is crazy to them. Like they've never seen it. I don't know. I have had a couple people be like kind of really weird about it. Like I was in Manchester.
Yeah, some people are weird about it.
Yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time in Manchester, and I was there, and because at the hotel I was staying at, it was like the nicest hotel in Manchester, and I suddenly, for some reason, started chilling with like the Prince of Bahrain. Like he was just in the cigar lounge at my hotel, and we just started chilling.
Did you say in Manchester?
He was in Manchester, yeah.
Oh, fair.
Like,
that's so crazy. Random.
So random, but we started chilling, and he was a really cool guy. I was like the king's son or some shit. And then we went to this place, and like we're sat at this table. Like, he wanted to go to a casino. I don't gamble, but I watched.
Yeah, fair.
And we were in this casino, and then like this dude came up to me, this random like dude from Manchester, who was in the casino on his own at like 3 a.m. He was like just talking hella shit to me because I was wearing a Rolex. Like, I had my GMT on. It's a two-tone with 18 karat gold and oyster steel.
Sick.
And he was like, "That's fake." And I was like, "Okay, like, nice." I was like, "Nice, bro. Yeah, like, it is fake. Like, what's your point?" And he was like, "No, like, you're wearing a fake watch." And I was like, "What do you want to do about it, bro? Like, I don't care." Like, it was just weird. Like, he had this weird energy about him. And I've had that a few times for sure, where people, like, they just project.
The watch wasn't fake, was it?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
it wasn't fake.
Fair. Just to clarify.
No. But it's just like you have people, like, a few times who just, like, project their insecurity and their jealousy onto you.
So for me, I came home once, and everyone's like, "How's Thailand, mate? How's Thailand drop shipping e-com?" I'm like, been in Bali, and yeah, people, I don't know. It's in the UK, I feel like it's very new. There's a niche amount of people doing it in the UK. It's super niche, bro. Super niche.
And people in the UK have this thing where they kind of make you feel bad for doing better than them. They're like, "Oh yeah, if only I had the opportunity," or like,
I discussed that. It's like, apparently it's like in the UK, it's like the crabs in a bucket mentality. 100%. So like, if one person's calling out, like, everyone's trying to bring you down. But mate, bro, I was super blessed. I had like a group of like 3 or 4 mates all doing the same thing. Yeah. So it's super blessed. Everyone's hyping each other up. So I was super blessed with that. Yeah.
For sure. And obviously,
that's super rare in the UK, bro.
Very rare.
Super rare.
When I say like people in the UK, I'm talking on a general level.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%. Mutual friends.
1,000%.
My actual friend group, mad supportive.
Same.
And when I say actual friend group, the people I still talk to this day, and they know who they are.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if they are watching this, which they might be.
Shout out.
Yeah, like, they know who they are, and they were mad supportive the whole time, and they saw from when I was broke to like having money. So it's cool for them as well.
Dope, that's dope. Right. Okay. This is good. I could use this as well. This happens to everyone.
Okay.
Baz, high performance UGC Donny from Twitter. Nice profile picture as well. I'm guessing it's AI done, but he's saying go deep into how you get out of a rut personally, like a personal rut. Found it very interesting how you basically switch back into work mode. So how do you get out of a personal rut if you're having a rough time?
Yeah.
What's the go-to?
I actually have I sent an email to my newsletter about this the other day, so I already
sign up.
Yeah, I have a pretty good like case study of how I got myself out of a rut. So last year when I lived in Marbella in the summer, because I lived in Spain for like the whole of the summer. Then I went to Toronto and stuff to meet a client. That was different. That was for work or for my business. But when I was in Marbella, like, I went through this like 2-month period where I was actually like, thinking back, it's so stupid, bro, and it's like one of the stupidest things I've ever done. But I was just flexing on people, not flexing on people like, yeah, check me out. But I was just like spending money in order to flex, because like I was also trying to like I optimized my entire life to just get as many girls as possible.
Fair. Through social media and stuff.
Real life as well, bro. Like, because in Marbella as well, like I lived there for a while. I knew places. I knew the best spots. I knew the bouncers there. I knew the owner's son. Like, I could get in. So like, it came to the point where it's like 4 times a week I was going out, and like, I had like toxic relationships with these girls, and like it was stupid, honestly. And I enjoyed it at the time, because again, like I said, my goal was to optimize for just getting as many good-looking girls as possible.
Fair.
Like, and I'll be straight. And I was honest with people, bro. I was honest. Even at the time, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Fair. As long as you're being honest.
I was making money, but as a result of doing that, of like smoking cigarettes, going out, staying out late, I wasn't focused on the business. Like, the business started to become like second to like the lifestyle.
It happens.
And I was renting like supercars and shit.
That's crazy.
I was driving for a while. Like, my friend gave me a C63.
And this was at what, like 19,
20. Like, I had like a new supercar every week for like 2 months straight.
Yeah, that's expensive.
I must have spent like 35,000 euros on rentals in 2 months.
That is stupid.
I ran out crazy, bro.
When you're that age, bro, do it. Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
And it was the middle of summer in Marbella.
Yeah, that's sick. Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine then.
To answer the question about the rut, so I was just doing all this stupid shit. I was so unoptimized. Like, I wasn't training. I was working out, to be fair, every day, but I wasn't wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu, which is like
key,
my main thing.
Bro, key.
Yeah.
Key shit.
And I've been doing that since I was a kid, and whenever I go away from it, I notice I go into these ruts. So now I'm training again. Just been wrestling at this gym in Dubai, which is really good.
Apparently wrestling and jiu-jitsu is super good for the mental, bro.
Yeah. They're
Super
really
good.
hard. So
Mate, it's one of the hardest sports is wrestling and fucking jiu-jitsu, bro. It's nuts.
yeah, and like I've competed in a bunch of jiu-jitsu tournaments and like one wrestling tournament, and I love wrestling. I've done an MMA.
Do you do mixed martial arts or just wrestling?
Yeah, I've had like an amateur MMA fight, which I won.
You won?
Yeah, TKO.
I'm 0-1. Lost the boxing match, but it was like a small one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got punched in the face quite a few times.
Yeah, that's the nature of the game though. But yeah. Anyway, I just wasn't on point at all, and it was the summer, and like it's just I would wake up, it's like 10 messages to go do some shit, lunch, eating out. Bro, the lifestyle I was living was actually so unrealistic and kind of disgusting. How much like it wasn't even that I'm a material guy and I like just flexing on people. It was just actually kind of a little bit of that, but it was also just being super impulsive. Finally having so much cash that I didn't know what to do with it at a young age, and my whole life I'd been like craving, like I just want to get rich. I just want to get rich. For first of all, the first reason I wanted to get rich obviously was to take care of my family.
Fair.
But secondary was because I'd always grown up seeing that wealth and never been able to have it for myself.
Yeah.
And finally I had it in my
And you were like, let's fucking do it.
I was like, fuck it. And also the friends I was with were like they were ballers.
I definitely wouldn't feel bad about it because I think most people do that in a position and it's something you got to go for, I think.
Yeah.
1000%. You got to go for it.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to like paint the picture of how stupid my lifestyle was. I was paying like 7,000 euros a month for rent.
That's
to live on my own. Like that was retarded.
That's crazy, bro.
Just myself.
Yeah.
Just myself. Spending stupid money on cars. Crashed 3 supercars. Only one was by me though. And
what happened when you crashed it? Was that a big?
Not really. Like okay, so
bad excess
I
fees
didn't
and shit?
crash. I was in the car when they crashed, but it's because I let my friends drive them.
Okay.
But they paid for it because I didn't. If they were like broke, I was like, bro, you're not driving because if you crash it, you can't pay for it.
Yeah, fair.
I would
fair
only
enough.
let like if my bowler friends came through, like guys who were making money running business, then okay, you can drive the car. So there was an Aston Martin V12, it was like one of 2,000 in the world with like a carbon kit on it. My friend crashed it on the motorway, driving to the airport.
That's sick, bro.
And then there was an RS3 hatchback, like with all the options.
That's the car I'd get. It's a
bro,
sick car.
one of the best cars. I've drove like every supercar.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
Bro, sick.
RS3.
It just looks cool. Nice
Looks
hatchback.
cool.
It's not too flexy either. It's like a fucking. It's just a sick car.
So sick. My friend crashed that because I let him drive it really badly. He almost totaled it.
Fuck.
He had to pay for that though. And then a C63S with a stage 2 tune on it. I personally crashed that, but that wasn't a rental. That was like myself and my friend's car. And I just paid for that to get repaired. That was fun.
Fair.
And it wasn't like anyone got hurt. It wasn't like drunk driving or anything like that. I was just letting my friends drive. Like every crash happened like midday. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to explain how stupid the lifestyle was. Anyway, as a result of this lifestyle, I ended up like putting business to the side, like subconsciously, even though I was like, yeah, I'm super business focused. I was more obsessed with the lifestyle than I was with business. And then I noticed like the business started to go like this. And not only did the business start to go like this, but my team started to go like this. Like the quality of their work started to go down. Their attitude towards work started to become worse. Like the work ethic wasn't there. And I realized like, fuck, like this isn't good. I need to leave. So basically, I think in like August, I just left Marbella and went home, like to my family and just
Scotland.
And I was in a rut, and I was like, okay, like I have cash flow and shit, like I'm fine. I didn't financially ruin myself, but like definitely it was stupid.
Yeah.
I'm still making money. I still have a business, but the business, like if the health when I went to Marbella was like at 100%, when I left Marbella it was at like 30%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So when I went back to Scotland, I was like, okay, I'm in a rut now. What do I do? And then I literally just thought of like, I was like, okay, I need to go back into monk mode. But as a result of living that kind of lifestyle, there's so many loose ends. Like you have people messaging you, old friends, you have such a big social circle, people you know, girls you know. So it was hard to even focus in Scotland. And I was getting FOMO, like wanting to go back. And I was like, no, I can't. Like I need to stay here. So what I did was I essentially just like, I still had Instagram. I just deleted the app from my phone. And there's a book called Hyperfocus, which I'd recommend every single person in the world should read.
What's it on?
It's about how to hyperfocus, like the deepest
when you're
form of
working.
focus. Yeah, it explains the 3 types of focus or 4. How to like consciously focus on something, because focus is a muscle. People don't understand that focus is a muscle that you have to train. You don't just focus for 2 hours straight.
It's definitely hard to focus.
Yeah, and you have to train it.
Yeah. And
something like to be hyper focused on one task for 2 hours straight. If everyone in the world did that for like 2 hours a day, bro, we would have like flying cars like 20 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, the elites probably did, but like still, like you know what I mean. So I read that book again. I'd read it, like, my thing is I read books like 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row.
And I think that's really good because it just engraves it in your brain.
So I went back to that book because I knew, like, okay, what are my main problems right now? I can't focus.
Okay.
My dopamine receptors are fried.
Maybe I should read this book.
Read it, bro. Really good. But my dopamine receptors for sure were fried from the summer. So I got this book. I already had it. I just reread it again. I started watching Sam Ovens' content, and there was one video where I keep talking about Sam Ovens, but it's just that his old YouTube content, chill. 4 years ago, was really, really, really helpful for me. And I'm talking about like the content he made like 3, 4 years ago. I don't know about his recent stuff, but he said in this one video, he's like, I think there was like an example he made. He's like, look, there was like either it was him or someone else. Someone basically ran a business, bought a Ferrari, drove it to the office the next day, and like the whole team, like it's the team's morale started going like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like,
oh shit, yeah,
it makes sense. Like the team as a leader, you need to be leading the whole team. You can't like be flexing as a result of their work, because that's like a slavery system almost. It's not a leadership system. I've like banned them from my stories, everything, bro. It's got to be done. You kind of have to, yeah. But also, I think like with me, I haven't banned them from my stories, but they see me working on the business every single day. They know I'm working hard.
You got to check in every day.
Yeah, and they know like, okay, this guy's like, because like I have weekly calls, I'm in close contact with all the key members of the team. They know like, okay, he's working on high level shit, and he's working harder than us, and that's how it should be. The leader of the company, until you're like removed from the day to day, you should be working harder than your team, and that's the only way. Like when I started realizing that, I was like, shit. So that's why my team's morale is so low, and also I started to just tighten up my systems. I was afraid of learning because I knew if I started consuming content from guys who were doing better than me, it would make me realize all of my own inconsistencies and like where I was lacking. And the whole summer I was like not consuming any content because I was just like, no, I don't want to like watch their other content. Like I'm better than them.
But at what point are you consuming content for entertainment and actually self-improvement? Is there a difference between that?
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't take action.
Yeah, so I went through, like I said, well, it's not about, consuming content is one thing, but taking action is another thing.
Okay.
So when let me rephrase. I was taking action on the shit I was learning.
Okay.
And I was doing it unafraid, because in business, like you're always learning and you always have to progress. And as soon as you think you figured it out, like that's when shit starts to go like that. And that's what was happening to me. I was complacent and I was living a stupid lifestyle. But I mean, again, to go back to this guy's point, I basically reset my dopamine receptors by fixing my sleep schedule, leaving the country, going back to live with my family, eating well, deleting Instagram for like 2 weeks, which actually really helped. And then what else did I do? I reread Hyperfocus, which is just to remind myself of the principles required to actually be good at focusing. And then I just started to take action on any new shit I would learn and realize and like just humble myself. That's the main thing I did. Just humbled myself. I was like, you're not that guy.
That's super important.
Yeah.
I had to go through that as well. 100%.
What happened with you? Like you went through something similar?
Well, yeah, when you start seeing like 6 figures on your Shopify dashboard, like you think you're making way more money than you are. And then, you just go through the process, bro. Spending money, traveling.
Yeah.
And I actually went through it recently, like the past 2 months, bro. I had like some... Yeah, last year was a really good year. Like, really good year. Past 2 months, bro, I've been chilling. It's only... Really? Bro, chilling. Because I got the point with the team where the team was automated. Everyone knew what they're doing. Every position was hired.
Yeah.
My only role in the company was like content manager, bro. And that's like a job once a day, once per month. Yeah. So I was just chilling, bro. Past 2 months, been traveling, went home, which I definitely needed a rest for a few weeks.
Appreciate it.
But it carried on too long, so now I'm just getting back into it, bro. And I had to get into that and realize like. And the problem is, if you wait and don't do shit, like more problems come.
Yeah.
And I've had that, like problems come. So now I'm back in it, and it's got to get sorted now. So now I've got the pressure on.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I think it's good. Pressure's good.
100%.
1000%.
Super interesting that you say that as well, because I feel like that happened. That's like a common recurring theme amongst
it's got to happen
guys.
To most people.
Yeah. Like there's a few guys I know of who that never happened to. Like, actually it might have happened to him, but Paul Nicholas, you might know him from Twitter. He's so high level, bro, and a very good friend of mine.
Carries on.
Bro, he just carries on. Yeah. He doesn't stop working.
I know people like that. So my mindset was like, it's 100% too. If it's working and you're making money, double down on the effort.
Yeah.
Because it's working. You got to double
Yeah.
down. But the problem is, I haven't done it. You take your foot off the gas, go, oh, it's working.
Yeah.
But that's when you should fucking double down.
Exactly.
Because in the months when you haven't got the fucking shit working, you also need to work hard as well. But double down when the tap of money is flowing. Like,
100%.
definitely work harder. But it's hard to do that. Like,
100%.
It's
And
a
like,
mindset.
with a lot of online business models as well, like e-com and agencies for sure, I've noticed there's always like this 30 to 60 day period. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong about e-com. I believe it's true though. Where after like, let's say you scale really hard for 1 month.
Yeah.
You double your revenue. The next 30 to 60 days, like you're kind of chilling at that level where it's like your team are getting used to the new like pressure. So you can handle it now. The stress level decreases because the team are used to dealing with that scale. Your SOPs, like your team are used to it, you're used to it. And like you kind of get used to dealing with this new level of scale. And it's like a 30 to 60 day period where nothing really goes wrong and you've just scaled and you're operating, you're chilling. That's the point where it's really dangerous, I feel like. That's where I'm at right now. And that's why like I'm just doubling down.
Well, yeah, that's what happened to me. Black Friday is a really reoccurring problem as well because you can scale super hard on Black Friday, November month. And then January, February, it's like, fuck, a lot of problems come through. So the actual hardest part of the year is January and February. Scaling's easy, bro. You just increase the ads, get some content made.
Yeah.
And you don't really need to do much back end, but the back end comes January, February. So now I'm sure a lot of brands are like putting hours in right now. And the teams for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, to go back to that dude's question, to get out of a rut, what I did was reset my dopamine receptors. I reminded myself of the principles required for me to become good at focusing and train my ability to focus. And those were the two main things I'd say.
That's sick. If you can unlock your phone again, we'll get another question up. I'm liking the outfit, by the way.
Thanks, bro.
Dope colours.
Thank you. Yeah,
Is it coral? Is it coral colour? Is that what it's called?
Salmon pink or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fair. It's dope.
Fuck, where is it going, man? Here, bro.
Mate, we're going strong, bro. I'm loving it.
Yeah. I'll probably give this to like my editor and get him to chop up some clips or something.
Yeah. Oh, fans, I'll send you all the shit. I'll send you all the
for
shit.
sure.
100%.
Also, do you have plans after this?
Yeah, we'll go. I've invited a few people out. We'll go out.
Oh shit, we're going out?
Well, yeah, like go for dinner, drinks.
Okay,
I'll message a few boys.
Okay.
Craig, Dan, and then maybe Julian, like the EU boys. I don't know if you met the German and Dutch guys.
Like Luca and...
Ecom legend.
Oh, I know Ecom legend,
Yeah,
of course.
all that.
Yeah, I'll get Andre to come as well.
Yeah, sick, bro. Sick. Okay. Mohammed, direct response. He is saying the role of God in your life. He's got multiple questions. The role of God in your life.
Like, what role does God play in my life?
Yeah.
An important one, of course. Like, I was born Muslim. I grew up Muslim. I'm a Muslim, 100%. I'll never say I 100%. I'm Muslim. I was born that way.
That's good.
And all the things that I think were taught to me, for the most part, by my parents, like about the Satanists, about the Antichrist, the Day of Judgment. These are all real things.
It's all so real, bro. I'm Catholic, but it's all real, bro.
It's real, like
100%.
like
real.
all the
in my opinion,
bro. All the signs of the Dajjal or Antichrist, all the signs of him coming are already here.
Well, if you don't think it's true, just look at the fashion industry in America. Like, all the shit coming out. It's weird, bro.
Bro,
like, you don't do that shit for fun, do you?
No, these industries where like high fashion and shit and like A plus, what's it called? A-list movies, like celebrities and shit. Yeah,
they're all celebrities for absolutely nothing most of the time.
Bro, they're like child rapists.
Yeah,
and not only are they child rape. I don't know if we can say rape. You might have to blur that out.
Yeah, we can blur it.
Not only do they like do stuff to children, but they murder the children as well. They're satanic ritual abusers, bro.
It's fucked.
It's a real.
And there's like so much proof towards it as well. Like going into, I can't remember what that wood's called, but like going to a woods, do some ceremony shit.
It's
like,
crazy. It's
mad
crazy.
Shit, bro. It's
Maybe want to blur that part out though. I don't know.
Yeah, we won't.
The satanic shit, probably not a good idea to put that out there.
Yeah, probably not. We'll just like blur words.
Yeah, just like put beep over it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was always raised Muslim. I've read the Quran. God plays a very important role in my life. Now, I'm not sitting here and like trying to act like I'm the best Muslim in the world, and that no one should.
It's difficult to be perfect.
Yeah, and I get a lot of Muslim. That's the thing with the Muslim, like being a Muslim and being out there as a Muslim, is you always get Muslims watching you
Of course.
and saying things like, "Bro, come on, like that's not what a Muslim would do.
Of course.
And I respect them and always listen to them. I'm like, yeah.
Got to.
And like, I'm this year especially trying to, like, one of my goals, not goals, like I'm doing it. It's not a goal. Like it's just going to happen, is becoming a better Muslim, praying more, getting married as well.
You want to get married this year?
Yeah, for sure. Because all my friends are getting married, bro. So when, like, my friends are really good Muslims.
How old are your friends?
They're like 20,
and
24.
that's normal in the Muslim culture.
These days, people wait and do it a little older. But yeah, like the last generation, they were getting married like 18.
But do you not think you should definitely not get married just because other people are doing it?
Yes and no. Because like I was actually saying this to a marriage prospect the other day, because I was having dinner with her. I was saying, like, I have 3 options right now. So option 1 is
also a Muslim.
She's a Muslim, yeah. But I could, like, as a Muslim man, you can marry any religion.
Oh, and you can have multiple wives, can't you?
Yeah.
Sure. Fair.
But I was speaking to
divorce isn't a thing.
It is a thing. Okay. It is a thing. I'm not like a scholar or anything, but it is a thing. Okay. It's just really frowned upon, and I'm not sure if a woman's allowed to divorce a man.
Okay.
Or maybe she is under certain circumstances. I don't know. But yeah, I basically have 3 options when it comes to marriage. It's like option 1, or not marriage, when it comes to like women in general. Option 1 is I just don't talk to a woman for like the next 2 years and just completely go celibate, which would be very, I think, effective.
Effective in business and work.
In business and work and mindset, for sure. But it's very hard to do, especially when I've lived like a certain lifestyle before. Option 2 is like I get married and basically get all the benefits of... Oh, no, sorry. I skipped an option. Option 2 is like I live the lifestyle I lived before in Marbella, where it's just like rotations and shit, which is mad annoying. And then option 3 is like I just get married and like just stop doing that and just chill, and get the benefits of like peace of mind, focus without the drama and like all the like stupid shit. Essentially, it's
a full-time job being single and trying to chase girls. Like Marbella for you surely wasn't productive.
No, definitely not.
Like you said before.
Yeah. So God plays an important role in my life, and also because I would like to get married like in the proper Muslim way.
And what's that?
It's just like you go to the mosque and like it's like official. You're, as Muslims, you are married.
Nice.
I don't care about the law. It's just being married as a Muslim. Yeah. And the way you do it is essentially like you meet a girl. Yeah. Maybe you hang out with her twice and then you just say like, yeah, we'll get married. The parents agree and you get married.
So I haven't been on Money Twitter for that long, but when I started seeing the God and people talking about Muslim more and more, is that just a recent trend on Twitter? Because is that just a recent trend on Twitter? Because you never see that sort of stuff on Instagram. I personally haven't.
I think a lot of them are kind of like dick riding Tate, for sure.
And that's what I was going to say. Has it just come from Tate?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because I am a Muslim. And I think, like, obviously there's the Abrahamic religions of the Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians. And for the most part, at the core deep level, if you go a level deeper and you go a level deeper, they're all saying the same thing. They all have the same stories and like prophecies.
Jesus is in the Quran, isn't he?
He's a prophet, yeah. He's one of our prophets. I just, like, I don't know the trend with like talking about Islam and stuff. I guess people kind of turned it into a meme as well. Like you find like white guys saying like inshallah and stuff.
A lot now.
It's kind of become a meme to them.
Which I think actually could be beneficial, because before the Western view on it was not as good.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously the media pumping shit. So in facts, if people are warming up to it and seeing it as more of a positive thing, because I always saw Muslim as it's a religion of peace and chill, mate. So,
yeah. No, I was just trying to catch like a piece
yeah, I saw it sort of good religion. It's strict in the ways to be beneficial for the world, really.
Yeah, 100%. And I need to, obviously, like I said, God plays an important role in my life, and I will be a better Muslim, and I'm becoming a better Muslim, and I'm actively praying this year.
That's good to hear.
Mainly because also it just comes down to like the people I associate myself with this year as well. Like very good, respectable Muslim young men, couple years older than me, or basically the same age as me, crushing it in business. They're getting married. They're super respectful, super good friends, super loyal, super honest. Very cool guys.
Yeah, I think marriage and family is like one of the key goals, really.
Yeah.
And a strong business. Like if you focus on marriage, business and religion, like you're gonna live a good life.
I believe so as well. So to answer that guy's question, God plays an important role in my life. And
perfect, bro. Perfect.
Yeah.
So the second question: how you decided that long form DR is the way to 1 million monthly recurring revenue?
I think you can make $1 million a month off of long form because if you obviously not like tomorrow you start doing long form. No, it'll be hard. Getting to 1 million a month in any business is not easy.
Not easy at all.
But with long form, for me personally, I think it could be a potential like avenue or vehicle to get there because with long form, well, first of all, you have a few options. First of all, you learn how to market. Like you're the best market. You have the most valuable skill for marketing and selling, which means you can run your own offers and scale those to 7 figures a month. Second option is you can do it for years and become really good and get a bunch of wins and charge like 50 to 100K for one sales letter and get rev share on it.
Yeah.
And if that's a control and it does like there was an offer on ClickBank recently doing like over $1 million a day.
Fuck.
So imagine being a copywriter writing that offer and then having 5% rev share on it. Like, bro, like
a lot of money.
A lot of money. So you can JV on offers. I mean, 5% is pretty low, but you can become a JV with offer owners, write their copy for them. You can run your own offers, and it also provides you with the skills needed to run your own business. Because like I said, the best long form guys are really good business owners. So that's why I think it's a good vehicle to $1 million a month. But
sick, bro. That's sick, bro. It's good to hear. That's super good to hear. So. Okay. So, William, he's got another question. Nice one. So he's saying, your mindset and character towards life and business, if it was always like that since forever, or if you built it up consciously or unconsciously. So basically your mindset on life, is it? Yeah.
Okay, so mindset on life and business. So
has it always been like that?
Obviously with business, you build it over time. Like I didn't come out the womb and I was like,
direct response, long form.
Yeah, bro. I wasn't doing like
that. Definitely comes over time.
Yeah, for sure. With not training, but with like just taking a lot of L's and learning shit.
Exactly.
So business, obviously I had the mindset that I want to run a business and I was willing to learn. It was a willingness to learn for sure. I had that when it came to business. With life, I kind of always thought the way I do because I wasn't really like I was raised by my mom's super religious and like yeah, I was raised like with the same morals that I have now essentially.
That's good.
Nothing, I wouldn't say anything like obviously you learn things every single day, but there's like some core universal laws which I believe are universal laws which will never change and I will never change my mind on. And that might be really naive of me to say.
What's a universal law you're on about? You're on about law of attraction?
No, not stuff like that. I'm talking about like what people might call strong opinions. So that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Which I was just raised with. It was ingrained in me from young. But obviously, yeah, there are some universal laws like law of attraction, which I think is just subconsciously you start looking for that thing so you see it more.
Fair. So you've got a more logical response on that.
Yeah, so my approach to life is definitely way more logical than emotional. Okay. And I think I apply it to every single thing. And like I look at it from a logical perspective. And some people are not capable. That's why they end up, doing dumb shit. Like I won't say what they do because I don't want to like be super controversial on here. Just doing dumb shit.
So we got this comment came up and question came up quite a lot. Your cat.
The cat.
Yeah, what's the cat saying? I saw your cat on Twitter. It looks pretty sick.
Yeah, my cat's chilling, bro. Like honestly, I bought him on like 1 day's notice because my farmer who brings me like raw milk and raw eggs.
You have a farmer in Dubai?
Yeah.
He just drops off shit?
Yeah, he brings me like raw honey, unfiltered, like no GMO shit, like raw milked that morning.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
I didn't know you can get that sort of stuff in Dubai.
No, you can, and they bring it straight to your door. He basically like had this sick cat, and he's like, "Yo, do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah, how much?" And I bought it the next day.
How much was the cat?
It was pretty expensive. It was like for a cat, I don't know if it's expensive, but I paid like $2,000 US.
It seems like a lot for a cat.
Seems like, but it's a nice cat, bro. It's a beautiful cat.
It's a sick cat. What's the type of cat? Just cat?
Yeah, I don't know. They said he was I've been gatekeeping.
What, so your farmer literally came and said, "Bro, I got a cat. You want it?"
Yeah, it was like a 3-month-old cat. So I bought him and like, I don't know. Mainly bought him like, I don't know why I bought him. I was just bored, dude. And low key, like I've grown quite close with him. It's weird.
Sick.
Because first I grew up with cats. I know what cats are like. But like, I wasn't yeah, I love cats. I need a cat. I just bought him because I thought it was funny. And then he actually became like really cool. Like he's a chill cat.
That's sick. So most of the questions are pretty much, you've covered a lot of them, like how you got into it, what you've been doing, you've been all that shit. All right, we'll get into this one. I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
Why have you chosen Dubai, and how has it been for you?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. So why I chose Dubai. Basically, so obviously I have that house in Scotland with my family. I was living in Marbella. So after Marbella, I went back to Scotland, and my plan was to just chill in Scotland. I was like, I'm back in Scotland, it's work time. I'm with my family. Like my plan was literally just to live in my mom's house, bro, and like run up even more money and then move out.
Yeah, sick.
And like in my culture, it's really normal. Like my parents don't want me to live away from them. They want me to live in the house for as long as possible. Whereas in other cultures, I know it's like the kid has to leave the house at 16. Me, it's the opposite. My parents are like, nah, stay home. So my plan was go back to Scotland after Marbella, just monk mode, work. So I basically did go back to Scotland, and that's when I was talking about like getting out of the rut, resetting my dopamine receptors. And then a client of mine basically messaged me, or we were on a call, and it's a client I've had for like 2-3 years now, who's never left. I mean, I don't think we've ever had a client leave us, ever. But this guy, we've had him for like 2-3 years. He basically wanted me to come to Toronto, and now I'm like I am the CMO of their company.
Yeah, sick.
So I went to Toronto in Canada, my first time in Canada. I ended up staying for like a month and a half because, I mean, he had a house. He had it like in this part of Toronto. He had like multiple properties. He gave me a sick truck to drive around.
That's sick.
He gave me a house to stay in, which he owned. Like, all I had to do was just pay for food and stuff. I was like, fuck it. Like, this is a good place to do monk mode as well. I don't know anyone here. And it was in Toronto. It was sick. And I met a lot of like cool guys in Toronto who I know from like mutual friends and stuff. So I was there. And then I flew to San Francisco to see someone else, a friend of mine who I met in Barcelona. And then while I was on the flight back from San Francisco to Canada, I get a call on the flight from my mom, and I answer the phone. And she's like, hey, like, we're moving to Malaysia. I'm like, what the hell? Why? She's like, explain the reason why, which I won't get into here, but my family have moved back by now. But they were basically like, yeah, we're moving back to Malaysia. So, like, we're going to pack up the house in Scotland. So, like, what are you going to do? Like, either you move with us or you get a place, or you rent the house off us in Scotland. Or obviously not rent the house, or, like, or you live in the house. And I would have paid rent if I did. I would have, obviously. So I was like, shit. Like, first of all, I don't want to live in Scotland by my own because it's fucking boring. Yeah. First of all, like, the house is far from everything. I'm only there because my family's there. Malaysia, the time zone is completely different to my employees and my clients. It's like completely off. It's like Australian time zone, basically. So the option was Dubai, and I had already put the money down to pay for like the residency and stuff just for the tax benefits. So the process was already happening to like get the Dubai documents and stuff in the company here and the bank account. That was already in motion. And I was on the flight, and I had a friend who was already in Dubai and who asked me to live with him because he lived with me in Marbella. So I literally just messaged him, and I was like, yo, bro, you still looking for a roommate? And he's like, yeah, I'm viewing a spot right now, and it's sick. Sent me a video of the spot, and it was sick. Has a sick view. You see all these expensive-ass yachts. We have a private beach. Sick apartment. And he was like, yeah, do you want to get it? And I just like wired him the money on the flight. And then I was moving to Dubai like a week later.
That's what life's about.
Yeah, bro.
That's what life's about. Like shit like that. Yeah. Last minute, go on, let's run it.
Yeah, bro, literally. I moved here on like 1 week notice. It was crazy. And being here, what it's like it to be here, it's sick. I find there is a lot of distraction here.
I feel really focused here, bro.
Yeah, same.
Really focused.
That's what I was going to say. Like, there's a lot of distraction here, but I feel so focused for some reason.
Agree.
Like, you could go and live that Marbella lifestyle here, but first of all, it's going to be a lot more expensive.
And I feel like it's not that great here. Like,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Also, because over here, like, I just don't feel the urge to even try and, like, live a lifestyle like that because there's always going to be someone who's doing better than you. Exactly. There's always going to be someone here who will one-up you.
Yeah.
Like, you're a very small fish in Dubai, which just makes it, like,
makes it way better.
Yeah, it makes
gives you more drive, bro.
100%. And obviously, I have a really, really good group of friends here, which is really cool as well. Like, very good friends.
Mostly from Twitter or?
Twitter, mutuals, guys I've known from Marbella. Like, yeah. I have.
Bro, it's one of those things, mate. When you get in the online space, like, you naturally everyone you know is suddenly in the business. And it's just, like, wherever I go now, like, put a tweet out, whatever, bro, there'll be someone to meet. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I came to Dubai, I met so many people.
Yeah,
just Dubai's from Twitter.
Crazy. For sure, man. I like Dubai. I think depends what your goals are, but for me, like,
So what's your goals with Dubai?
Just
live here permanently or a few months of the year, travel?
No, I don't want to live here permanently. I mean, I'll probably have like some sort of base here permanently, maybe. In the summer, I'm definitely going to leave, but I'll keep my place here. But I think I'll probably live here like actively for 3 to 4 years from now. And then after that, I'll leave, bro. Because for me, like, a lot of people see Dubai as like, yeah, go to Dubai, like, escape the Matrix because of Andrew Tate and like that whole marketing thing of escaping the Matrix, which people come here and they think like they're in Dubai, it's sunny, there's no tax. I mean, criminals come here to hide their money. Like, most of the money in this city is built off of, or most of the shit in this city is built off of like laundered money, which is like a well-known fact in Dubai, like 60 to 70%. So people come here because they think they're escaping the Matrix, but in my opinion, Dubai is really like, Dubai is the Matrix.
Agree.
Because everything is so modern here. They probably have like facial recognition cameras, like some, like if they
It's
really
the most
wanted,
futuristic city I've
bro,
ever
it's
seen.
the most futuristic. Like if they wanted like me taking an Uber here to your house, bro, someone if they wanted to find out, they could know. They probably see my face on a camera, pull up my details. Like, bro, if you go to a restaurant in Dubai, give them your phone number, it pulls up, like pops up with your ID and shit. Like, not your ID, but like pops up with all your information.
Yeah. You can't be fucking around there.
Yeah, you can't do shit here. Not that I want to do shit here. I want to work. But that's why I wouldn't live here forever, because I think it's just, it has this like, it kind of comes off as like, yeah, escape the Matrix. But actually, like, this is what the Matrix, I think Dubai is like the perfect example of like what the globalists would like the future to be like. And I think that's also why they're attracting so many high IQ, well-off people here.
Nah, it's so different from the Western world. I think the globalist is the Western world.
I agree. They've built the Western world to be like that for a reason. But I think they're doing that to drive all of the actual like smart, good people out of the Western world.
Fair.
That's why I think they've done that. They've set it up.
Because it's a good offer. No tax, sun.
Bro, it's a
no-brainer.
no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
So yeah, but obviously besides from that, like that's like a not theory. That's just like something I think about, which is why I probably wouldn't live here full time. And also, I don't think I'd raise my kids here because...
No, I've heard that a lot. I wouldn't either.
Bro, I don't want to raise my kids in a city where there's like fucking Lambos everywhere.
We're already at level 100 maxed out.
Yeah, it's like bro,
it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, I don't want them to be used to that kind of luxury at such a young age. Even to see, actually, it might be good to raise it. If you were broke, it might be good to raise them here, because then they would see all that luxury, and they would realize they can't have it, or they don't have it, or their dad doesn't have it, and they would work really hard. But obviously, I'm gonna be like able to support my children when I have them.
100%.
And if I'm in Dubai, like I'm gonna have a lot. Like I just don't think it would be a good place to raise kids.
Yeah, facts.
Especially from a young age. Probably give them the wrong idea about the world, like make them spoil it and stuff. I don't know.
Facts.
Yeah.
Bro, it's been a lit chat.
Yes, bro.
This is ZARAK's first pod as well. I think you smashed it, bro. Like.
Yeah, really?
100%. Smashed it.
Man.
Smashed it.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, sweet. All right, so check out the Twitters and all that. They'll be down below, so just check the description. Super chilled. Had a great time. Peace, bro.
Thank you.
That was good, man. That was dope. We happy with that?
Yeah, bro, that's sick, man.